In this class, we discuss the Harrod model. R.F. Harrod tries show in his model how steady growth may occur in an economy. How steady growth may occur in an economy. That is his idea. Once the steady growth is interrupted, once the equilibrium is interrupted, the economy falls into disequilibrium. Once the economy is interrupted, the economy falls into disequilibrium condition. The cumulative forces tend to perpetuate this divergence, thereby leading to this disequilibrium condition will lead to either secular deflation, is not definition, is secular deflation or secular inflation. This disequilibrium condition will lead to either deflation or inflation. In other words, Harrod growth model concentrated largely on the following questions. Harrod model discussed these following questions. What are the questions? There are 3 questions. First one, how can steady growth rate be achieved with a fixed capital output ratio and fixed saving income ratio? That is his first question. How can steady growth rate be achieved with fixed capital output ratio and fixed saving income ratio? Second question, how can the steady growth rate be maintained? First one, how can steady growth rate can be achieved? Second one, how the steady growth rate be maintained? Or what are the conditions for maintaining stable growth? Third question, how do natural factors put a ceiling on the growth rate of economy? What is the role of natural factors in the growth rate of the economy? These are the 3 questions Harrod discussed in his model. Okay, clear. Next one, the statement of the model. Harrod model is based on 3 growth rates. 1. There is actual growth rate denoted by G. Harrod model was based on 3 growth rates. First one is the actual growth rate, that is denoted by capital G. It is determined by the saving ratio and capital output ratio. How to determine G, capital G or actual growth rate? It is determined by the saving ratio and capital output ratio. It is determined by saving ratio and capital output ratio. It shows short-run cyclical variation in the rate of growth. The actual growth rate showed is a short-run cyclical variation in the rate of growth. It shows the short-run cyclical variation in the rate of growth. 2. There is warranted growth rate. The second growth rate is known as warranted growth rate. It is represented as GW. It is the full capacity growth. It is the full capacity growth. The actual growth rate is the short-run cyclical variation in the rate of growth. Warranted growth rate is the full capacity growth rate of income. Full capacity growth rate of income. The third one is the natural growth rate, is denoted by GN. This is regarded as the welfare optimum. Natural growth rate is representing the welfare optimum. The first we see that it is the ceiling of the growth rate of the economy. That is, the natural growth rate is denoted as the welfare optimum point. It may also called the full employment rate of growth. It is also called the potential or full employment rate of growth. Okay, clear. Next, actual growth rate. Actual growth rate is represented in the form of an equation. GC is equal to S. G is the actual growth rate or delta Y by Y. Then C equal to the marginal capital output ratio. Marginal capital output ratio or I by delta Y. S equals saving income ratio or S by Y. S by Y. Then capital G, capital C equal to small s. Actual growth rate into marginal capital output ratio equals saving income ratio. Actual growth rate is delta Y by Y. Marginal capital output ratio I by delta Y. saving income ratio S by Y. It explains simple truth that savings and investment are equal to each other in terms of ratio. Substituting the value of GC and S, it explains this phenomenon, GC equal to S. Then substituting the value, instead of G, we substituting delta Y by Y into C, substituting I by delta Y equal small s, substituting S by Y. Okay, delta Y by Y into I by delta Y equal to S by Y. We have cancelled delta Y by Y in the both sides, and I by Y equal S by Y. That is, I is equal to capital S. Okay. The equality between saving and investment. It is a necessary condition for achieving steady growth. It is a necessary condition. I equal to S. It is the necessary condition for achieving steady growth. It is called the dynamic equilibrium condition. Okay. Next, warranted growth rate. What is warranted growth rate? It is the full capacity growth rate of income in an economy. It is the full capacity growth rate of income in an economy. It is also known as full employment growth rate or potential growth rate. The equation for warranted growth rate can be stated as follows. GWCR equal to S, where GW is the warranted growth rate, CR is the amount of capital required to maintain the warranted growth rate, S is the saving income ratio. The equation 2 states that if the economy is to advance at the steady rate of GW that will fully utilize its capacity, income must grow at the rate of S by CR per year. That is, GW equal S by CR. The equation number 2 is GWCR is equal to S. GW warranted growth rate. CR is the amount of capital required to maintain the warranted growth rate. S is the saving income ratio. The equation shows that GW equal S divided by CR. Here GW multiplied by CR is GW equal S by CR. That is our GW equation. If income grows at the warranted rate, the capital stock of the economy will be fully utilized. The entrepreneurs will be willing to continue to invest the amount of saving generated at full potential income. That is the full employment growth rate. The capital stock of the economy can be fully utilized. The entrepreneurs will be investing and they try to generate more income in the economy. GW is a self-sustaining rate of growth, and if the economy continues to grow at the rate, it will follow the equilibrium path. It is a self-sustaining growth path, or the capital stock of the economy can be fully utilized and is the full potential income can be generated in this stage. This equilibrium path is also represented with the help of a diagram. Income is measured along the horizontal axis. Income is measured along the horizontal axis, and saving and investment are measured along the vertical axis. It would be seen that the change in income from Y1 to Y2, change in income from Y1 to Y2, induced investment would be to equal saving S1 at AY2. S1 is the induced investment. This investment turned raised income to Y3. This S1 leads to increase in income Y3, and Y3 induced investment I2. Investment is again increasing to I2 equal to S2. I2 equal S2 at B.